Good morning, everybody. This is not such a good day, but felt like I had to get this off my chest. These flat earthers, maybe it's not a new tactic, but it's their latest serious tactic is to say that the burden of proof lies on globe earthers. And I've got an example here. Mr. Witset Getsit is one of the latest guys that is big on this. He learned it from Nathan Thompson, his mentor. And you know, if Nathan Thompson's involved, it's going to be serious. So this is what Witset Getsit has said in an Instagram exchange with Professor Dave. And I just wanted to let you see it, and then we'll talk about burden of proof for just a minute. Straw man the actual flat earth stance. You shift the burden of proof to a straw man of the flat earth. If flat earth is so stupid, I'm genuinely curious why that would be necessary. Globe earth is a positive claim to specificity and has the burden of proof. You make videos attacking strawman models founded on suppositions. For example, and this is a good example, in your latest flat earth video, you presuppose the solidity of the moon. We also know the makeup of the medium differentiation from us to the moon, altitude or attenuation properties. He says we don't know the makeup of the medium differentiation from us. Who knows what that is? From us to the moon, altitude or attenuation properties. So that was his statement about burden of proof. Their latest thing is that flat earth makes no positive claims, that it's the globe earth that is making the positive claim. They have the burden of proof. Well, I beg to differ on that, and I looked it up. I did my research. I found some interesting things with some statements that are very similar to what we've seen. This says, when two parties are in a discussion and one makes a claim that the other disputes. So one side says the earth is flat, the other side, globers, dispute that. The one who makes the claim typically has the burden of proof to justify or substantiate that claim, especially when it changes a perceived status quo. This also is stated in Hitchens' Razor, which declares that what may be asserted without evidence may be dismissed without evidence. A second statement, the same, if there is a dispute, the burden of proof falls onto the challenger of the status quo from the perspective of any given social narrative. If there is no agreeable and adequate proof of evidence to support a claim, then that claim is considered an argument from ignorance. I did not say that. This article says the claim is considered an argument from ignorance. Argument from ignorance. Ignorance is not a bad thing. It just means you don't know. Doesn't mean you're a moron or you're stupid or I'm calling you names. I'm just saying ignorant, as in you don't know. So the fallacy here is argument from ignorance, in case any flat earther wants to look it up. I have one more quote that I just this minute found, so let me read that off my phone. Making a claim that needs justification, then demanding that the opponent justifies the opposite of the claim. Flat earthers make a claim, as Witset Getsit said, the moon is close and small. We'll say that. Then they demand that the scientists, the globe side, disprove that the moon is close and small. They think it's up to us to prove that, rather than it being up to them to prove the claim that they made. Now, obviously, what Witset Getsit does and what Nathan Thompson is doing, they refuse to make a positive claim. They say, we don't know what the moon is. We don't know how high the moon is. We don't know all this stuff, so we can't make a claim. However, they're still making this claim that the earth is flat, and they have no proof of that. The burden of proof is a legal and philosophical concept with differences in each domain. So there are differences in legal and philosophical and in the scientific realm. In an everyday debate, the burden of proof typically lies with the person making the claim, but it can also lie with the person denying a well-established fact or theory. Like other non-black and white issues, there are instances where this is clearly fallacious and those which are not as clear. So one of the points I wanted to close with is that the Earth being a globe, gravity, the distant sun that is enormous, the distant moon, these are all the status quo. These are information, these are things that have been proven time and time again, proven and reproven and reproven over and over again for millennia, 3,000 years. So it is the status quo. 99% of all people believe that the earth is round and that the moon is far away and large. I know that flat earthers will say that's a fallacy of whatever it is, appealing to the masses. The point is that the globe, the round earth, has been proven over and over again. These things are the status quo. Now, if they want to claim that the earth is flat, then they need to prove that the earth is flat. If they have no proof, then that claim can be dismissed without evidence. Simple, straightforward, and easy to understand. So for the purposes, for the information that Witset Getsit needs, Nathan Thompson, Nathan Oakley, all these flat earthers, what they need to understand is if they're going to make a claim about anything, then they're claiming against what is the status quo, and they need to have proof. They have the burden of proof. They're trying to shift the burden of proof, which is a fallacy. They need to provide the globe with proof that the earth is flat, and it said here agreeable proof that the earth is flat. These are guys, I can tell you for certain that Witset says in his videos that he's a college dropout. Nathan Thompson never went to college. Professor Kyle Adams says that he's a professor, but he has a bachelor's degree in fine art. So you tell me how that makes him a science professor. These guys know nothing about science. They don't even know the proper definition of science. They went to some dictionary made for kids and got a definition of science that they can use to dispute things with. Their whole reason for doing this is to dispute the status quo. The conspiracy that they're involved in is to eliminate the status quo. However, in science, you cannot dismiss something without having a better something to replace it. So if you want to say gravity doesn't exist, you need to have a logical, legitimate replacement for that will work with all of the things that are built upon gravity, because you're taking away the foundation of a building and expecting the globe people to replace that foundation, and that's not possible. So when you make these claims, you flat earth people, you need to understand that you have the burden of proof, and that you're trying to shift the burden of proof off of yourself because you don't know how to prove it. And so when these guys like Witset think that they're almighty and all powerful and they know science, they don't. Trust me. So I think this is the end of the video. Get off my soapbox here. So you guys have a nice week, and it's possible we'll see you again later in the week.